Welcome to HELP's video module for cultural training. We're excited that you've chosen to join in on our mission to make disciples through sustainable partnerships in the domains of Southwest Nigeria. And throughout the next few minutes, Michael Beaumont, HELP's International Outreach Domain Coordinator, will be walking you through a variety of items to help prepare you from a cultural standpoint for your time on the ground in Egbe. Before he begins, as always, we want to say thank you for your partnership, and you are welcome to join in on the mission by committing to these 6 priorities: building disciples, working through the domains, striving for excellence, building sustainability and partnership into everything we do, and serving needs. So here's Michael to walk you through HELP's cultural training module.
Upon arrival, the team has to go through customs. You can follow the team leader as he or she will be able to answer all the questions and help instruct you. It can be a little bit intimidating, but there's really nothing to be alarmed about. Now, the authorities may even pull the team into a side room to ask more about the boxes and the luggage, but the team leader, once again, will know how to manage the situation. This is very important. In the airport and around banks, never pull out your cameras to take pictures. Anytime you see a military or police officer, you cannot take pictures of them. We recommend that you not even have your camera out in the airport or near banks because it has the potential to become. Now, we will be implementing a buddy system of sorts for the entire trip. You want to make sure you never ever wander off without someone from the team knowing about it. You don't necessarily always have to be with somebody, but someone with the team must know where you are at all times. Never during a trip are you permitted to wander around. Now, the first night that we get there, we'll be staying in the Catholic guest house. There's air conditioning all night long, which is wonderful. There's hot water for showers, and we're going to eat dinner there. It's a very safe location. It's just outside of Abuja. It's not too far away from the airport. From there, we'll be driving. The next morning, we'll be taking about a 6 to 7 hour ride to Egbe. Now, the road is mostly paved, but the drivers are a little bit crazy with the passing. It's very fast, and their speeds, in which they're very comfortable with, especially as we're leaving the city. Our drivers are very careful and very safe. It's the other drivers that we want to make sure that we're careful of. You might want to bring some Dramamine or some form of medication if you get car sickness at all. About 2 to 3 hours into this initial drive, the roads are very rough with many potholes, and the drive will be going slow, but you'll be doing a lot of back and forth swerving in order to miss the potholes. There'll be a lot of bouncing, so make sure that you're prepared. As far as food goes, you'll have a lot of different types of eating experiences. Most of what we eat will be pounded yam of sorts, kind of like a ball of breaded dough that might be served. It's made of different grains ranging from wheat to rice, and certainly you'll get a lot of meat. Now, you take that doughy substance and you dip it into the stews that are served along with it. And the most common stew that you'll see is a red stew. It's a combination of some hot chili peppers, some onions, some tomatoes, and some almonds. Now, the cooks tend to tone down the spice level because they know Americans aren't always a fan of spicy foods. They also have some okra stew, which is made of oil and okra. It gets kind of mashed up and a little bit gooey. You're going to eat a ton of rice. You'll eat rice with beans, you'll eat rice with red stew, you'll eat jollof rice, which is rice mixed with some palm oil and some vegetables. Most mornings for breakfast, you're going to have eggs and some amazing fresh bread. Maybe some French toast. Now, many people like to bring small bottles of peanut butter with them or some syrup, and that's fine. It's good to coordinate with your team leader and everyone else on your team to see who's bringing what, and make sure you're not bringing too much of one thing and you can share on others. Now, a lot of the fruit that you'll get is certainly available during the seasons that you're there. But you'll taste some amazing mangoes and pineapples, oranges, plantains, and bananas. Those are the most common. Meat consists mostly of fish, but your team from time to time will also be able to have some beef and some chicken as well. Now, because the food is so different, many people do experience some mild stomach upset. We really recommend that you bring some Imodium, some Pepto, definitely some Rolaids, some of those types of medicines, prescription medicines as well that might help with diarrhea, are very strongly suggested. One thing that is crucially important, you never ever drink water while you're there. Don't brush your teeth with the water. Don't drink the water when you're in the shower. You do not use their water at all. You'll have plenty of bottled water that will be provided. It's filtered water the entire time that you're there. Once you're at the care center, the kids will be extremely respectful and well-behaved. However, sometimes they can be shy, and it may take a day or two to warm up to it. We encourage you to make sure during meal times that you purposefully sit with the kids. Don't be afraid to ask them questions. Get to know them. It's very easy to sit with the team because you're more comfortable with them from the trip. Remember, you're there to be there with the kids and the staff. Make sure you get to know them. Meal times are a great time. Now, no team member is allowed inside the boys' or the girls' hostel except during the initial visit. The tour at the beginning of your arrival at the birth center. If a child invites you to come in to show you something, you need to ask them to bring it out to you instead of going inside with them. We provide our kids at help with a great private Christian school education, and it requires a lot of homework. In the afternoons and in the evenings, kids would love it if you'd like to tutor them and help them out with their. You can ask them to bring out their homework or a book to read, and they love if you read to them or teach them about different subjects that you might have knowledge of. One thing to be very aware of is that discipline in Nigeria is very different than Americans are used to. So don't be alarmed if you see something that seems harsh to you or different than how you may choose to discipline your children. Our Nigerian staff are godly men and women, and they discipline in a way that is culturally. All of our children and staff speak English, so you won't need a translator for the time you spend with them. Now, they love it if you bring photos of your family and your friends to show them and to tell them about it. Kids also love playing soccer, ping pong, frisbee. Join in with them at any time to hang out with them. And when you go out to the Fulani camps, one of the main ways that the Fulani and other tribes show hospitality is through food. Oftentimes they serve raw cow's milk straight from the cow, and other types of meat and food that is more unique than what you will maybe you had at the other camps. When you serve Fulani food, it's very important to make sure to taste at least a little of what they serve. Never, ever make a face, even if you don't like it. You don't have to eat a lot, but be respectful and smile, even if it doesn't taste very good. Now, when you're at the camps, don't expect to sleep very well that night. You'll be in a hut that they've built or out in the brush or under the stars, possibly in a tent. And the women get up very early the next morning to start doing their work. The men often sit around and talk. In general, women do not greet a Fulani man or look him in the eye. Women are not to talk to any Fulani man, but there are some who will come up to you and they'll greet you. And when they do, it's perfectly fine to do. Always ask the trip leader or a Nigerian health staff if you're not sure what to do. Now, using the bathrooms, well, that kind of happens anywhere and everywhere. Now, there will not be bathrooms at the camps when you go to visit, but the Fulani there can show you where the designated areas are for you to be able to go to the bathroom out in the open fields. You may want to make sure that you have your own toilet paper with you when you go. Now, the Fulani and other tribes out in the bush do not speak English, and you will have to have a translator. As far as clothing goes, men, most of the time you will need to wear long pants. If you're in the Fulani camps, you must always have long pants on. Now, in the guest house or in the camp center, you can wear longer shorts. T-shirts are fine, but men, we specifically ask, out of respect for the culture, that guys do not wear any earrings. Ladies, you must always have a skirt on that is calf length or longer, we would appreciate it if you're comfortable to not wear any skirts that are above the knee. Now, a modest t-shirt is important. We don't want it to be too low. We don't want to see any cleavage, and it can't be too tight. Make sure you bring a bandana or scarves or head wraps for when you're out in Loki, the Fulani camp, or around the Muslims. You can bring pants or long shorts for when you're hanging out in the guest house with the missionaries. That's perfect. Now, for everyone, some long-sleeved shirts and a coat, especially if you're going in the rainy season, is definitely going to be helpful. Rainy season is typically our summer months. As far as shoes go, sandals and tennis shoes, they're really all you're going to need. When it comes to greeting, folks, it's really just as important there as it is here. The most common greeting for every tribe is good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Now, the Fulani are a lot more reserved, and you'll notice that they're quieter in general. They may come across as a little bit shy, but they're very friendly, and they're always very happy to meet you. The Yoruba are very talkative and very friendly. They speak English, at least most of them, and you can expect them to give you a hug and to show you a lot of enthusiasm. Almost everyone will often say to you, "You are welcome." And they literally mean, you are welcome. You're welcome here in our country with us. It's a little bit different than what we think when we say you're welcome. So if somebody comes up to you and says, "You are welcome," you can just reply with a thank you, that you're glad to be there. Now, you will also learn that they say many things that are very different from us. Make sure that you ask if you don't know what it is that they mean. Now, we want to make you aware too that the kids are very intrigued by us when we go over there. They'll touch you, they'll want to feel your skin, they may want to take a look at an extra look at your shirt. Don't be alarmed by it. They really just want to get to know you a little bit better. You will become family instantly. Everyone is an auntie or an uncle as soon as you get When it comes to your money, make sure that you keep your Naira on you at all times. Don't leave any cameras, any significant possessions behind, and that includes in the guest house. Our guest house is always securely watched, but we recommend that you not leave electronics or money behind. You must bring your money in the denominations of $100 bills. They have to be the newest, crispest bills from the bank as you can possibly get. Simply walk into your bank, let them know that you're doing international travel, and you need the newest, crispest $100 bills that they can give you. If you are only going to be there for 1 or 2 weeks, you probably won't need more than $100, maybe $200, depending on how many souvenirs you plan to buy. You can get a Nigerian outfit there for about $15 to $20. Hell will offer you some souvenirs that you can purchase, but they're not very, very expensive at all. A couple of miscellaneous things to mention. One is no riding on the motorcycle. Sorry. One of the most common ways that Nigerians suffer significant injuries or even fatalities is getting hurt from riding on the back of a motorcycle. There will also be a lot of bugs and mosquitoes. Make sure that you bring repellent with DEET in it. Lots of mosquito relief spray and anti-itch lotion. And certainly, you'll be filled up with antibiotics that your doctor will prescribe for you. Never, under any circumstance, go swimming in any of the water for any reason. The ponds and lakes are very dangerous places for parasites. Now, Nigerians love it when Americans dance, whether you can dance or not. Dancing is a great way for you to participate in the culture. As far as the gift policy goes, team members are not permitted to give any gifts to staff or specific children. It helps to avoid jealousy and contention. We ask that you talk with your team leader if you desire to give a specific items. Our staff is aware that they are not allowed to ask for money or gifts from any team members. If you're approached by a help staff member for money or gifts, please let your team leader know immediately.
But no occupation, it is only separation that leads to my aggression, my frustration. Oh God, have mercy to our people. I have to be able to feed myself from this occupation. I am soliciting on behalf of Nigeria. I am